see them clouds are looking mean. Yeah, and they're grumbling. This is part 2 of this adventure. Challis National Forest again. These are the Pioneer Mountains, and I have just passed Iron Bog Campground and Forest Road 122, I believe. It ends back here with a trailhead here. I'm going to need to refer to the map to find out what creek is down here. But there's water everywhere back here, and mosquitoes. They're really thick. I'm gonna burrow into these trees with my camp. All right, here's phase 1 complete, and that's gonna be my slumber party zone right here. And with the threat of a downpour and a pickup of winds, all the bugs hide out, but now they're back. And so I will need to get this bug net over this area. I had to slightly resupply, and it was something that I sort of needed to do for another 4 to 6 days. Here's a super resupply. 1 pound of pretzels for $3.49. You can't beat that. That's easily like 3 or 4 days of snack food, if that's the only snack food I have. And the grocery store, which is very important, sells vegetables and produce. So I have now 4 tomatillos, 3 jalapeno peppers. I'd recently picked up the grapefruit, which I have 2 grapefruit and 2 apples. And so I'm resupplied for an adventure into Iron Bog, which it's a little spooky sounding. Here it is. I'm in my bug-free zone. Sure is nice to be away from these mosquitoes. Looking at the map, charting some potential adventures. I'm on this logging road that's dead-ending here, but continues farther up this main creek draw. The creek being the left fork of Iron Bog Creek. Fishpole Lake is back there. Iron Bog Lake is back there. There's some things to check out here and gauge my supplies, and this flare-up of weather here today is just sporadic and local because of these mountains that are here. So my dinner this evening consists of garlic, tomatillo, jalapeno pepper, cashews, cranberries, ramen, and a mixture of spices and salting. Here it is, coming up the trail. We got Iron Bog Lake is back this way, and Fishpole Lake is probably back in that cirque. And my goal is just to find a mellow camp spot back there, maybe on a creek draining from one of the lakes. Yeah, this trail gets steep, it starts steep. It's not that far, 2 miles maybe, but I was really struggling for air. And we've got a nice old growth tree. There's some nice big ones still left back here. This was another event where I had to drive about 25 miles through rolling sage, desert with no trees except for maybe cottonwoods where the creeks were draining out, and to finally get to this kind of hidden forested area, which it's kind of like finding treasure sometimes. Pretty cool. I'm looking just right up here in this kind of saddle to set up a camp and get some views from up here. And I'm so fortunate that there's just a tiny, tiny trickle of water right here. More than a trickle. This is fantastic. I'm so excited. And this is more than just a trickle. I'll just follow it up and get a camp spot. And this is just beautiful, this meadow here. I might look at the fringe of this forest right here. It's a little thick in here. Pretty rugged with these peaks. Starting to see snow. It's a rugged peak this way. Now, somewhere back here is a pass that a trail goes through. The water's just down here, coming from back here somewhere. No sign of the lake yet. This is not something I wanted to see. I'm pretty sure that's bear poop. Not from a big one. Hoping. Wasn't sure about there being bears back here, but well, I don't think anything else eats stuff like that. Bark. Alright. Oh, let's get this tent set up. Alright. There's my zone. It's gonna work. But there is a chink in my armor. Last night, I had a rodent trying to get at those pretzels. I heard him twice. The second time I put the bag away. It happens. Here's Iron Bog Lake. And I can see the trail climbing up through the pass over here, going down into the next basin. We've got creeks feeding the lake, and this whole big cirque or caldera is Iron Bog Basin, and then Fishpole Lake is over that way. And this is the Challis National Forest, Pioneer Mountain Range. This is the southeastern edge of it. These peaks are over 9,000 feet high. This was my blissful meadow to share last night. Right back here is my camp area. I took this opportunity back here in this secluded area with the water and the sun to clean my body up. A few pieces of, well, just 2 hankies. It's been a relatively cool trip. I haven't dirtied so many clothes, and here it is, day 7 on this outing. I guess it's the 3rd day in the Pioneer Mountains, and I think I'm going to push for 2 more nights before heading back to my new home in Idaho Falls. Tonight I'm just going to edge around the back of this huge basin, spend the night back there. The only animal event was possibly something right in here, kind of breathing or hissing, maybe after finding out I was back here. It was like 6 or 8 times, kind of an excited exhaling noise, and that was it. Lots of birds, butterflies, a couple chipmunks, and I shook about a dozen moths out of my backpack this morning. All right, we're gonna pack up and head on to the other side. Okay, so I just climbed up from Fishpole Lake down this way, and it's Saturday. Quite a few people out on the trails, so I just busted out for some sanctuary, and this looks like a perfect place to camp, except the sun is going to be full on here. That is, unless it clouds up. Forgot to mention, last night was just totally clouded over with some thunder, and I thought for sure it was just gonna pound rain, but it was just maybe an hour or so of light sprinkles. Alright, I'm gonna drop the pack. This could very well be my zone. Alright, so this promontory butte here was something that I was looking at yesterday, and it's the divider between these drainages. However, this one has got to be 500 feet down, whereas the other one was only 100 feet down maybe. And if I stay here, which is most likely, I'll have to get water draining from the Fishpole. But I wanted to get a look at this because I had thought about following this down back to the parking area, this big creek drainage. And you know, there are some cliffs, but it looks like I could get down there from up here. And again, I'm dealing with this auto impacting me from nearly 3 weeks ago. But I do have the issue with my knee, and you know, taking care of it. There's the thought too that I'm gonna have to preserve this knee for the longevity of the summer. I can't go willy-nilly bushwhacking and screw it up for good and be homebound. So that's something to consider. One last consideration is that I'll probably climb up here for a better view, but there are just pockets and pockets of marshy standing water all through this drainage. I could see as I was climbing up yesterday, and I can see today that it would just, outside of that there's high thick shrubbery and bushes near the water. That's just something I'll go up here and figure it out later. Awesome place to be right now. Awesome place to be in the Pioneer Mountains. I found a beautiful spot between these beautiful old trees here. And again, this ground is just super soft and malleable. I'll get my perfect camp spot right here. This is my view from my tent, where I'm gonna have my slumber party here tonight. And here it is, 1 in the afternoon, and this is just mean looking back here. Starting to rumble, and I guess it's just a daily ritual here in these mountains, with the evaporating moisture, the heat maybe from the deserts, churning the skies above it. And here's another weaker cell over here. It's kind of nice. It adds a little excitement to the days. all the bugs go in hiding. We've got little black flies. They're like small, like mayflies, and they'll leave a nasty itching bump if they get you. Thing about them is you can feel them on you, like looking for a place to bite. But like you're so in tune with doing something that you forget until they get you. I scrambled up here. We've had some rain, and I heard some rocks slip and move up here. So I just popped out of the tent to see if I could see any animals, and I don't. But I see this human achievement up here, and this, from far away, looks pretty imposing, this rock mound, this butte. I was just over there by those bottom snow patches at the bottom of that slope this morning and last night. Over here is Iron Bog Lake, and here's Fishpole Lake. This here is Smiley Mountain, no doubt. It's 11,500 feet high. And it looks like the easiest approach is from the left, or that would be north. Now tomorrow I'm looking to get to Smiley Meadows, which somewhere down there maybe. Hard to say. I guess this is the place to be for all the views. This would be an amazing place for the sunrise. Hey, before I come down off this pinnacle, I've got a shout out to the LifeQuest Urban Outreach Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Jerry Bishop. I want to thank you guys all for helping propel me along on this life quest of mine. Morning time, and the sun was just shining on these mountains as it was rising. Trying to get an early start to beat that afternoon rain.
Do you